What's up, YouTube? It's KB Baby, and today we're hitting you up with another philosophical video of the sorts. I'm gonna go over my mentality when it comes to New Year's, and will it be better or worse than the last one, and specifically 2021, because obviously 2020 has been a very bad year. Even though what I'm probably going to say in this video is gonna make my opinion on that seem a little weird and vague, I will do my best to kind of explain it for you all. So, to answer the question in a very Fence City way, kind of immediately, really, it's impossible to tell, obviously, right? Because nobody's a fucking mind reader, despite what some con man on the internet will probably try and tell you. But, ultimately, the only thing we can be certain for in 2020 is that it's not going to be not 2021 rather, is that it's probably not going to be exactly like 2020, right? For a variety of reasons. We might have we might have a new president, we might have the same president, who knows if anything is going to get fucking sorted out in 2021. I sure as shit have no clue how that's all going to be sorted out, but I suppose the first part of this I want to tackle is the concept I have, a mentality I have, which is no matter what really happens, if the media conglomerates, the powers that be, if I had to phrase it anyway, or the establishment would be a better way to phrase it, if they so choose, they can cover all the stories in the world that make 2021 seem like the worst year possible. In fact, that's kind of what they've done for 2020. A very apocalyptic view from our media and I suppose some government officials. And that's because they really have the power to do that and get away with it. Because I'm going to say this just as a preface, is bad things happen all the time, right? And that's something you have everybody has in the back of their minds, but nobody really thinks about all that much because it's yeah, no shit. But the media can amplify this to such a ludicrous degree that makes you think certain things are much bigger problems than they actually are. Any single time the gun debate in America comes up, isn't it always so strange how school shootings always seem to happen when that happens, right? And the reality is they fucking can manufacture that. That's not to say that those are necessarily fake. No, they can make mountains out of molehills is the biggest way I can say that. Say for an example, a school shooting can be, some years, in one scenario, it can be a guy comes in with a fucking LMG and mows down staff members and kids. Oh yeah, that's obviously a school shooting. But other times, when they're really desperate for a narrative, they'll be there was recently a school shooting, this must be stopped, and they won't give you, they'll be very shady on the details. And that will usually be because some scenarios, I know for a fact, some news organization, or maybe it was an organization that counts the school shootings that happens, they counted a guy killing himself on school campus, not even a school, an abandoned school actually. They counted that as a school shooting, and that's obviously insane and irrational, right? So they really can't, people can really manufacture outrage and problems whenever they really need to, which obviously makes it very hard to understand what's really happening and going on, which is why with the advent of social media and the internet, it becomes a lot harder to keep those narratives running. And that's why companies like Facebook, Google, and all that, they value control and monopolies over actual profit, is because there is such a large amount of power to be had in controlling what the public knows. Which I feel like this is a little bit of a tangent, but it's still kind of relevant. And so how does this all relate to 2021? And that's that, really, again, a snap with your fingers, and all of a sudden, 2021 is the worst year ever, and we need dramatic change in our politicians now. For the next time you need to vote, it's did you not notice that, like, Black Lives Matter, like, out of all the years for this to happen, it was an election year where it popped off again? Man, that's strange. I wonder if that happened in, like, 2012 and 2016. I'm pretty sure that actually, like, that actually did happen. Like, Black Lives Matter protests increased it, like, a shit ton around 2016 and 2012. Could be wrong. All I really know, like, because I'm thinking about Obama's presidency for this, and the only thing I really comes to mind with Black Lives Matter and Obama is when he was like, Trayvon Martin, if I had a son, he'd be Trayvon Martin, which is a bad quote for a plethora of reasons. So, but for the sake of not dunking on Obama this video, let us move on for that. Even though that might be a video one day, just going over why Obama is a bad president, because my history teacher disagrees with that, and Obama does. It is a lot harder to. I'll give my history teacher one thing. It's a lot harder. Actually, I can tie this back, so I'll go on this tangent. It's a lot harder to qualify all the things Obama did poorly, not because there's so few of them, but because there's so many compared to the things he got right. And I'll tie that back to, like, yeah, what I was saying. In the 2012, like, a lot of Obama's, like, people probably have fond memories of the Obama administration. Do you want to know why? Because the media didn't report on nearly as many bad things. And when they did, it was, like, to give Obama a fucking free dunk. Like, oh my god, you don't need an AR-15 or whatever the shit. Like, whatever they needed, whatever the state needed, their, like, fucking glorified puppet on a string to say, like Obama would say. And the people ate it up, and so people have fond memories of the Obama administration. Compare that with Trump, where statistically speaking, things are a lot better under Trump before COVID, but people have bad memories of it because the media can just fucking lambastize them. I don't know if that's the right word, but you get the idea. Just fucking bombard them with horrible news all the time, and you're like, well, man, the Trump era was awful, even though, like, lowest unemployment pre-COVID for Black Americans and like Hispanics even, I believe. I forget all the stats because it's been so long since COVID wasn't a thing, right? Man, Sprite's really good. Gotta like it. Gotta love it, man. It's one of those days where I have, like, nothing to really say for a video. But actually, I think I do have, like, one or two more things I can say. So to answer the question, will 2021 be as awful? People will try and portray it as being good or bad, but what I want you to personally remember as a takeaway is that, like, sure, on a global scale or, like, what narrative scale, it could be bad or worse. It doesn't really matter. It all depends on what people want to see here, right? So from a but what you can absolutely change is on a personal level. What can you do personally to make 2021 a good year? Like, you need to put the work in yourself to really get it done and over with. And that sounds like a very hollow statement, but it's ultimately true, right? Nobody gets handed, well, very few people get handed, like, a free ticket to success in life. So, what you gotta do is just be willing to put the work in, just really fucking grind every day, do what you like. Like, hey, like, that's what I'm doing right now. I've doubled my YouTube channel in the span of a month. Like, and granted, that's only, like, by 25, it's more approaching 30 now subscribers, right? But, like, I put that effort in, and you know what? If I'm willing to bet, I could bet that I could grow more in this next month. Like, more than my 30 subscribers I grew through this month, if I really put the effort in, because it's a exponential process, if you will. You gotta put more effort, compounded with more effort, and I do have a thank you video planned for before the new year starts, and I'll probably do a sequel to my last New Year's video, whenever I get around to doing that. But yeah, you gotta put the effort in yourself, and because ultimately, and also don't let anybody hold you down or hold you back from ideas that you think are awesome or cool, or how you live your life, right? I know it's COVID and all, and people wanna use this as a fucking power grab to make themselves more powerful, especially in our government and media. But you gotta stay positive, right? If you can come out of this year, you can definitely come out of 2021 much better. Unless, like, something inconceivable happens, in which case, whatever. Like, you couldn't have ever seen it coming, so you can't really blame yourself too much. So anyways, I think enough of my preaching, enough of my rambling. I've been KB Baby. God bless your soul. Stay rad. Don't be radicalized. And I am signing out. Peace.